Hi everyone, my name is Aemal Sayer. I'm a software engineer based out of Germany. I build AI agents for SMEs across Europe. So in this video, you will see that we'll go through a list of things and we will demystify everything with the OpenAI's Agent SDK and Mastra AI. This is going to be as a part of my YouTube channel's playlist called Sayer's First Look. That means I haven't tried these SDKs yet, but of these awesome ones that I have heard about a lot on LinkedIn, and also intentionally didn't try to watch any YouTube tutorials or read the documentation because I want to kind of like capture my raw experience with this. In order for that to happen, I would like to kind of like introduce myself so that you know who am I, and then whether or not my perspective matters when I see them for the very first time. So I'm a software engineer. I'm building AI agents. I'm in the business of building software for over 23 years, 7 or 8 years of that building only software. Kind of like started from desktop, then went to web and mobile application development. 17 years as a web developer. 7 or 8 years of that as a AI agent developer. I work with big clients like Klarna, Siemense, Allianz, and so on. Now I'm entirely focused on building AI agents, and I'm building AI agents specializing in that one corner of computer use, so that even if you have a system that do not have any API, you can build APIs for that. You can watch that video later and see how I have done that, and I'm building that also in public on my YouTube channel. And like, you can read a lot about me on the internet, especially this AI agent company that I built a couple of years ago, VoiceKitt. It was a startup. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but the amount of knowledge I brought forward from that and I'm providing that to the marketplace is enormous. So what I'm trying to do with this tutorial, probably it will last for an hour. I will stop at exactly 1 hour, and we'll go in and find everything out by ourselves. So starting from, this will be our agenda. So let's do a quick review. Let's start from a quick review of OpenAI Agent SDK. So OpenAI Agent SDK was released a couple of weeks ago, and it's my first encounter with this as well, but I know that this simplifies your work. I will be very interested if it is available for JavaScript. It is not. This seems to be only a Python. Yeah, apparently from there. Yeah, let's go and see. Just a quick check. You can see that there is none. TypeScript, I needed. Yeah, so somebody shouted out that I need a TypeScript agent SDK. So it's not available for TypeScript. I'm more a JavaScript developer, TypeScript developer than Python, but we can also do Python. Oh, I see, it's available. So it should be available through the existing OpenAI SDK. So it should be available through OpenAI, apparently. But not sure why the documentation is not covering it. Anyways, so let's go and spin off our Python project. We'll see it in Python, and then we will we'll see if it also exists in the Python, through the library that we saw, like through this library. Perhaps it is, or perhaps it's not, because it's the same SDK. It should be available. Oh, it's a different SDK. Look at this. So it's a different SDK. It's not the same one. It has, at least for the Python library, it has like an agent. So probably it's a different SDK. Alrighty, so let's go and start it. So I'm gonna create a directory, call it OpenAI Agents SDK versus Mastra AI. And then here I'll create a directory called OpenAI Agents SDK. Okay, let's open cursor. And then now here, I'm gonna ask cursor to spin off a simple Python project with the following. So I'm gonna just literally copy paste this. I don't have the time to copy paste the small parts. I'll here ask it to make it in the current directory. Okay. So meanwhile, we can check the nitty-gritty details. So the way these frameworks work, basically, one thing I would like to explain here is agents are nothing but literally a way to bring LLM, bring a tool, bring a memory, put them all together. If you can do it like bare code, like without any frameworks, it just works fine. But these frameworks makes it easier. So I can see that there is a concept of agent and runner. We'll check that in just a minute. We need an OpenAI API key, so let's go and bring one. I will create one here and then delete it later. Okie dokie. So it created a Python file here. Where is the OpenAI API key? It's expecting it to be in here. Is the key correct? Yep. I think it's the same. No, it is not the same. Alrighty, so what do we have here? We have a very simple AI agent that basically takes, so we add agent from agents library and then runner. So an agent is basically the instruction of it. It would be cool if I can, since a lot of people know NA10, I'm not sure if NA10 is up. My NA10 is down, I think. Yeah, it's down. Never mind. I can go in and explain the things on an agent level so that you can see how these are built. So maybe I can create a new one. Okay. Company email at okay. So what I want to do is I cannot ignore this. Let's go very quickly over this. So what I want to do is I want to show you how if you know NA10, fine. Otherwise, how these tools under the hood would work. Like most of these platforms are using a similar concept. So it's kind of like creating an agent, giving that agent an instruction, and that instruction is in normal English or German or whatever language that you're using for your agent. And then you have a runner. And then that runner takes the agent and then executes something. Okay, so it's kind of like you have a system prompt and then you're executing that and you're encapsulating the ChatGPT call basically. And then the result will contain the final output. So I'm gonna spin off these environments for just a second. What's wrong with that? I can also run it without any environment, so. We can also do, okay, my environment is ready here. What I wanted to explain here is if I go and build something here and I put like a trigger on a click, let's say, that does something called AI agents, you'll see this AI agent on this GUI has certain things. It has a chat model, let's pick OpenAI, and it has a memory. We'll see and check the memory in just a minute. And it can have a tool, for example, Google Docs. I gave a workshop a couple of weeks ago, where we explain all of these things in very detail. Like, you can find the workshop on my YouTube channel and follow the playlist of the workshop if you want to.
Hi, my
it
name is
will
Aemal.
show you how you can build this AI agent here, this one. This playlist has 12 videos. It shows you how to build an AI agent,
Welcome to episode number 11 of this.
A voice AI agent that is accompanied with this.
Welcome to episode.
With this workshop that I gave a couple of weeks ago, which is like a 4-hour long video here, this one, which you can also kind of like watch it just for the fun of it. To know more about these workflows and so on. But apparently, like an AI agent, if you want to get like a takeaway, what's an AI agent? It needs a model, it needs a memory, it needs some tools to execute that. So now comparing that here, we have like, that's how we build an agent, and that's how we run them. That's a part of the agentic workflow, but we need more. So let's go back to the OpenAI's documentation and find out next. So we did that. This is fine. Okay, let's actually run that example first. So I will run it like this. How's that called? Hello agent. No module found agents. It's not installed. Let's fix that. Why am I not able to change it to auto? There you go. So something wrong with my, it only shows one line, and also the enter is not working. Not nice. Okay, bad to do under the pressure of live recording. Never mind. We're gonna find it out. So we need to install the packages, but I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just vibe coding it. Alrighty. Pip install. And pip install is failing. Really? That's an hallucination. Why did it pick the version wrong in the first place? Okay, dokie. It should work. No, not yet. Apparently my pip is outdated. As I said, I'm not a very good engineer. I'm not a very good Python engineer, and last time I tested it was a little bit a long time ago. So let's see. It sometimes gets stuck, so then I say this, it goes on. it will, oh, and we didn't load the environment, so my bad. In the terminal, I had to load the environment first. Anyway, so here you see that the agent is responding. Your question might be like, why do I need to do this? Why should I not do a direct question to ChatGPT? Well, you can do that, but this is the easy way to do it. This is the way that you can manage your agents. One of the important things that you can learn from at least Crew AI, one of the other nice frameworks, which I will cover in another first look. I also didn't try Crew AI yet, is that the concept crew or multi-agent is important. You will need to have, this is the most important thing in agent building, that mostly I have done bare bone because these frameworks are super new. Even like Crew AI is one of the old ones, but if you go and check their latest, like the earliest commits, it's November 2023, so it's kind of like 1.5 years old. So this is one of the old ones, I think. So what I did in the past, at least for this multi-agent approach for my startup, was always kind of like ChatGPT here, ChatGPT there, and then we used LangChain a couple of times in other projects, and we chain. So eventually, you will need these frameworks. So it's nice to start from here. So let's go on and check the next thing that we can pick from, depending of time. Yeah, because then we can switch to my favorite one, Mastra AI, and then we'll spend some more time there. Not only favorite because TypeScript, but also the way it's structured. It's very nice. I like it. It has some UI and so on. So again, the same concept. Here we are building kind of like a different agent, having like those two prompts differently done. I want to kind of like find other concepts or other components that it may have. Same thing, just the instruction output. I'm interested in understanding how does it use the tools. So tools is an important subject in AI agents. So when you build an agent, you give the tools. That's nice. That's how it should be, because each agent should have their own tool. And then web search tool. Oh, nice. They have their own web search tool. This makes it super nice. We will go and double check this if... And it also has a file search tool. This is basically your RAG. This is... Oh, nice. Now I'm getting a little bit more biased towards OpenAI, because if this vector store tool is the vector store tool I know, I'll take you guys in a minute there, then it will resolve a whole lot of problems for us. And then I would like to kind of like find and compare exactly this part. The web search is a different thing, but the file search is important, the RAG part, the retrieval augmented generation part. So it doesn't have any information about like mentioning this is RAG, but actually under the hood, this is RAG basically. So this particular agent is responsible for searching something inside a ChatGPT Assistant API. It also doesn't mention that, but I have a strong belief that this is exactly the vector store of OpenAI platform. So we'll see that in just a minute. I already like that they are going in the MCP direction. So you can fetch. By the way, the definition of these functions, fetch weather, search something on the internet, blah, blah, these can be just your web development 101, like your backend engineering 101. The most important part of this is the way these agents are put together, the tools are given to it, and especially if it is so tightly coupled like this, that you import file search from the same agents SDK and it's from the same company, it makes it much, much easier. So if in the contrast of that, if I go and open I think I should have done this side by side, but it's okay. We'll in a minute just start Mastra, and then we do that side by side. So this was a quick review of this. I think it was also hands-on. We just saw something on the platform. And then we'll bring a little bit more hands-on on Mastra, and then we see how this thing evolves over time, okay? So we have another half an hour, 45 minutes left to this first look episode. Let's actually do it side by side. So I'm going to spin off a quick project for this. I really like their website. You see, so beautifully done. A few concepts here before we start. I like the way they think. I just like literally before this screen recording, I went through their website, and therefore I know and I want to grab your attention there. Is that the way they do agents? It's nice. Like the workflow concept. I'm not sure if workflow is a thing. Yes, it is a thing. Pipelines and workflows in here. But what I really liked is the fact that I can that I can pick my model. So as a company, if I want to build an AI agent and it's super tightly coupled with OpenAI, it's a drawback for me. Therefore, my vote a little bit still goes towards Mastra AI, but we'll see what are the pros and cons, what are the trade-offs. So as I said earlier, memory is an important thing. Okay, this is a Mastra thing, like provider API, unified provider API. It works with multiple LLMs. Combine long-term memory with recent messages from robust agent calls. I am wondering if they have a RAG. Okay, they have. Can I get OpenAI's text embedding is smaller? Can I get OpenAI's assistant API? OpenAI. Okay, that would be something that we need to search and find out if this is a possible scenario with Mastra. Apparently this is good. Like, both of them are really good. Let's spin off our Mastra. Okay. And I'm gonna make another. I think it's a CLI will ask me for a folder name. I'm gonna just zoom in a little bit for a bit of visibility. Yeah, it's asking for a project name. Yep, I'll just give it my Mastra app. It's going on. Meanwhile, I am more interested in knowing more about this. So RAG is an important part for these guys. That's good to know that they do the retrieval for you. Oh, nice. So you do embedding as a chain. That's an embedding. That's called a function chaining in JavaScript or TypeScript, and then do it as a query as well as a chain. Even re-ranking. This is nice. This is going in the nice direction. If that's what I'm assuming it is, then it's nice. What is this? Do they have like a UI for the workflows to see in tracing? Agents emit open. Oh, nice. Open Elementary traces. Open Elementary is a project, very old project, that kind of like create traces. So this is nice. It emits those traces, so you get a lot of transparency over your projects. Over your agents executing things. So I like Zod, so that's good for their. So basically, Zod is a TypeScript schema validation package. Pretty cool, like weekly 20 million downloads. So that's good. So it's taking TypeScript seriously. Instruction goes here. I fetch some cat fact. It's an AI agent that does what? You're a helpful cat expert assistant. Okay. And here, create tool. It uses the tool. What's create tool coming? Where is it coming from? It's coming from the core of tools. Okay. Okay. So we can decouple and then make multiple tools and then give a tool or multiple tools to the agent. Here, exactly. So you can give a comma separate, like an object of tools inside this tools object, and then you can generate different actions based on that tool. Okay, nice. I think I understand the overall architecture of how Mastra works, tools, and I'm not sure how memory works in both cases, but we'll just discover that in a minute. Okay, Mastra, where should you create your Mastra files? That's fine. Yes. Oh, that's nice. They distinguish between agents and workflows, so I need to kind of like understand that a little bit in more detail. Space to select, enter to submit, space, enter. Add tools, yes, why not? OpenAI, skip for now. OpenAI key, not really, I have it. From the other one, I can give it to this. Add an example. Yes, it will make our life much easier. Skip for now. Make your AI ID into Mastra expert. Ooh, install Mastra docs MCP server. I would love to do that. Please do that. This is taking it to the next level. I mean, the developer experience of Mastra was amazing. Like, I didn't see that coming from OpenAI. That's my first look thing. So OpenAI took me from here. Where was I? Like from quick start. No, here. From here, I kind of like got the thing. I even don't have like a sentence saying that we are working on JavaScript or not, or where is TypeScript, where are these like folks writing JavaScript. I would write like one sentence there that we're working on it or not. If you remember, we checked and there was a Quora, was it a Quora or a question asked by someone in a forum, where is the JavaScript thing. So the developer experience of Mastra AI wins. Even their website wins, I think. I hope it's also as powerful as that. So let's go and check it out. CD my Mastra. Cursor. Open it in cursor first. And npm run dev. I would use bun, but since it was giving me npm, I think it already installed npm. Yeah, package logs it, installed it through npm, so it's okay. All right, OpenAI documentation is available, Oh, it created, that's nice. I really like the way they think about putting everything together, because when you're building, Mastra is doing a great job with their developer experience. And another thing which kind of like caught my eye and I stopped talking is the Swagger UI. Apparently, they're generating endpoints for you, which would be a next level thing. Let me see if it's running. Holy crap. I have a full UI. That's what I was expecting from their website earlier. Not sure why my Swagger UI, because I is missing. Oh, nice. Holy nice. So for those who do not know what Swagger UI, this is basically Swagger UI. It's a tiny piece of software that you can put it on any API program that you have built, and it creates a UI, a documentation that you can know about your your APIs, and even you can try it out and execute that API. So now I understand it this way, that Mastra do not only build agents, but it also spins off endpoints for you. So this was an example agent that they built. Let's see what agent is this and how can we use it. So it's a weather agent that's very common, and it has a weather tool. The tool comes from tools. It may be using an API from a weather forecasting. Yeah, here. Geo. Okay, it takes the geo coordinates. And then it passes it to this OpenMeteo for getting the weather temperature, and then it just returns it. Get weather coordinates. Oh, based on the oh, nice. This is kind of like a mapping of I don't know that weather condition coming from this endpoint. Eventually, it returns this object to the get weather, and get weather is called here as an execute part of weather tool. So weather tool is wrapped with create tool, which is coming from core. Okay, so create tool has to have the signature, an ID of the tool, a description of the tool, the metadata of the tool, and the output metadata, and then the execution part. Oh, nice. So then the execution part is the actual JavaScript that will run. This is amazing. I really like Mastra more than OpenAI already. But where are the endpoints? I want to kind of like have access to the endpoints. I think the endpoints are under the hood. What kind of endpoints it creates? Like all these. Where did I see the endpoints? Here. Agent IDs speak. Let's stay focused on this one first. So the weather and oh, nice. It has a chat window. I can interact. Location in mind, Berlin. So now it's executing the Berlin is overcast, temperature is 5 centi. Nice. This is nice. I want to see my executions. There are these endpoints. Let's check the logs in a minute. My brain is right now towards the endpoints so much now. There are no workflows. We can explore it maybe in another. So this tool has a location called Berlin. I submit it. It gives me back the, oh my God, the developer experience of Mastra is amazing. OpenAI left me behind, like literally when I was like, what do I do next? Where is JavaScript? And now I see a lot of content, but I'm not as fast as Mastra up and running with all the tooling around it, especially with this traceability, like with the tracing, the Open Elementary. I'm still kind of like shocked and waiting for another aha moment. Where was it? Here. So I have an agent, all these APIs that are a spin-off for me out of the box. I want to find out where is that. So here, no, I want to find out here, traces. Oh, nice. So everything that I've just done earlier is traced here. There are evals. Amazing. This is going way better in the web developer direction, a full stack engineer direction. Oh, nice. You can also modify your instructions here. Enhance it with AI. Okay. Apparently, they're gonna be the long tail AI engineer tool for a lot of web developers. Web developers will. Okay, these are my 2 cents. I think we can already start doing some conclusions. So my out of the box thinking was like OpenAI will take me like out of surprise because it's OpenAI. They have a lot of money. But Mastra, I even don't know how big is Mastra AI. So I think it's amazing like how these tools are emerging. 14 people. Amazing. Kudos to this company. With only 14 people, they could do something like this. I'm caught with surprise with this developer experience I saw in front of me. We're going to spend a little bit more time. I still have 15 more minutes. I will say let's spend it on Mastra. Because OpenAI, I got the whole concept, how it's done. It's kind of Python. It's closely coupled with OpenAI, spatially with that area where we found vector store. Actually, before going to super detailed on Mastra, I would like to explain vector store. So there's this thing called assistance. I really like this. Assistance makes your life easier when you want to build a new AI agent that has some long-term memory, and basically it's a RAG tool for a super simple RAG tool. And there's this file search, and with file search you can upload files or you can select a vector store. In that vector store is all your vector stores that you can create here. You can create a vector store on OpenAI's platform. Let's call it testing agents SDK vStore. If I create this, inside that I can create a lot of files. I can put a lot of files. I can attach a lot of files. So files are then attached to a store. The embeddings happen on the fly. So here, for example, when I upload a file, whatever purpose, I upload this. Maybe I'll upload my CV. And in here, I have taken a file, but in that file needs to go as an attachment to this vector store. My assumption is this is what happens under the hood. I know how RAGs work. I know how to make a RAG pipeline with LangChain and so on. But the moment I open this, and I think I should be able to put one of the files here. From the APIs I know, but let's do that one more time here. So the moment I add this, it is indexing it under the hood, uploading it on the storage, and attaching here, but a vector base. Under the hood, it's using a vector database. And now if I take this vector store ID, this vector store ID, and if I go to Agents SDK documentation, and I saw an example of a RAG example somewhere, file search example, I think. So tools, I think it was. Yeah, file search tool. So in the file search tool, here, look at this. It asks for vector store ID or IDs. If this exactly is this ID, then we are talking about like saving a lot of time when we are spinning off a system that needs a big vector store that's sitting on ChatGPT's or OpenAI's cloud infrastructure. So that is a very powerful thing from OpenAI SDK. That's a takeaway from my first look. From Mastra, what I am super interested in learning is whether or not in their RAG potentially it is something I'll do in a different setting, is that if I can plug in OpenAI's Assistant API into their RAG system. But as you can see from their quick review of the RAG solution, they're basically chunking, embedding, storing, retrieving. So it's the old way of doing. Oh, it's actually Postgres based. It's a PG. PG is Postgres. That's interesting. So it takes it, chunks it, embeds it, stores it in the vector store of Postgres. It is Postgres, you see? Postgres connection string. And then it queries it back. Okay, that's nice. That's good, because then we have more control. We can do chunking differently. We can retrieve it. We can sanitize it, and so on. I think the sanitization will happen under the hood here in this function, in the query function, but this is interesting. Even if Mastra do not provide out of the box a function to plug in ChatGPT Assistant API, we can build one. It's interesting. Alrighty, so what did I want to do? Let's actually spend a little bit more time on this example that Mastra produced for us and try to understand this and try to run this tool one more time. Actually, I'm interested more on the developer experience. What was the port number? Here, 4001 tools. Not sure what's networks. I'll find it out later. This one. So I can chat. I can do evals on this part. I don't know exactly how to do evals yet, but I will find out how to do it. Evals are basically evaluations of your Chat AI agent, so that you know how this will perform. So what I will like to do is I would like to see how I can execute this. Oh, it produces a stream endpoint as well. This is really cool thing. I would like to see how can I use my AI agent on an endpoint. So this is, I would expect more documentation. Oh, indeed, we have the Swagger endpoint. So the Swagger UI will give us the more documentation of my agents. Why am I not able to try it out? With this name not found, I don't know what's the ID of that agent. Can I know my agent ID? Get weather maybe? Or something else. Not this one as well. So my next step would be to understand how the endpoints work. Why am I interested in the endpoints? Because when you build an AI agent, you will definitely need to interface it with your other tech stack. Like the AI agent needs to be available through an API. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. An AI agent by itself will not make any sense. There will be a crew of AI agents talking to each other through potentially MCP. That takes us to another thing. Mastra docs, does it provide MCP? Because I saw MCP being, yes, it does. Not surprised. Because MCP is a very important thing. Like if an AI agent framework do not provide an MCP interface, then it's something that we would want to ignore it. Why? Because the agents between them will need to communicate. And this is a protocol that I believe Anthropic developed, Model Context Protocol. You can read about it on the internet. It's the awesome invention. It basically is the REST API for for agentic workflows. So in my opinion, my first look for evaluating OpenAI's Agent SDK and Mastra AI, my biased vote will go for Mastra AI. Why? Because I'm a TypeScript engineer. So for me, it's easier to write code in TypeScript, not in Python. But if it's an organization that, most of the organizations that I work with, they're SMEs and they're scale-ups, they don't want to have this vendor lock thing in it. So Mastra AI wins in that context. Despite the fact that we saw that the search feature, the file search feature was coming off the shelf as a one function that I can import, give the vector store ID to OpenAI SDK. This would make my life easier. Despite that fact, it's a vendor lock thing. If you're moving fast and you're building things and you're throwing it away, it may work, and you're a Python developer. It may be a good idea that you go with OpenAI Agents SDK. If you're like me, a web developer turned into an AI engineer, have some years of experience on that, and you still enjoy writing TypeScript or vibe coding TypeScript, then Mastra AI is the right tool. Like literally from the first look, it's an episode of the first look, so take my perspective with a lot of grain of salt. When it comes to tooling, the developer experience that I saw with Mastra AI, it was amazing. The CLI was cool, their website is cool, their developer experience for like finding, like seeing the traces and so on is cool. And also the documentation was okay, not okay, much better, like more easier to find and friendlier. But I'm afraid of one thing, that Mastra AI is an extremely small company, like 14 people doing it. I'm not sure how baked solution is it or how fast it can develop down the road. So these both are like really new things in the market. If I want to pick Mastra AI because I'm a JavaScript developer, because I want to make sure that I move fast with it, I should have something in mind that in 2 weeks, in 2 months, OpenAI's Agent SDK will release a TypeScript NPM package that will do the same thing, and that will perfect their developer experience, and that will have super closely coupled infrastructure with the existing ChatGPT Assistant API for your RAG and for all the other models that you can run. Or let's say batch processing, for example. If you want to submit a batch API call, instead of like individually API calling and doing ChatGPT, you create a batch of 1 million records, send it to OpenAI overnight, they process it, send it back to you, and then it's happening through MCP to the AI agent level. That's a different scenario. Like it will happen so closely coupled with OpenAI infrastructure. So on that side, OpenAI is the winner. So for me right now, for my personal projects, I have a couple of clients right now that I need to pick one or the other. I'm personally gonna pick Mastra AI, but I'll keep documenting it on my YouTube channel. How did it go? And there are a couple of other TypeScript less famous than Mastra AI. Elisa, more personality-based AI agent development framework. So you kind of like build an load a personality to it. It's kind of like character-based. Even how is that called? Elisa AI agent. Elisa. Even like the website and everything is with that character personality thing. So these projects are also there, but I could only pick one. I picked Mastra AI. I'm looking forward to the next open review. Probably I will do a couple of other tutorials or a series for Mastra AI, the same way as I've done series for NA10. I will do one for Mastra AI because it's new and I think there's a lot of potential for this project. And until then, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for supporting me. Thank you for everyone who engages with me on LinkedIn and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe if you haven't yet done. I have just started like a couple of months ago. I'm one of those shy engineers that procrastinated for 3 years in a row, and then started my YouTube channel. I just started it. Your engagement with my content motivates me to produce more content. Otherwise, I will fade out of this internet and you'll not see me again. Please, please subscribe and let's get engaged. Thanks.